Hey guys, so today we're going to be making another robot. So I had mentioned in my previous video that Sinead had discovered a refrigeration bot. So today we're going to be making that robot out of a bunch of recycled junk I've been hoarding. A bit of a trash to treasure scenario. I'm also going to be showing you guys a written alien language I created, as well as some extensive lore surrounding the character, introducing a new alien race and some of their traditions. We'll also be continuing the story from the previous video. And let's get to it. I put that hole in there on purpose. I promise. I meant to do it.
Well, it's all downhill from here.
Hey yo!
I look like a Pokeball pie. Oh yeah, a little more to the left. That's it, that's the spot. Oh yeah. See, I told ya. Downhill. It tickles. Hey, what'd you do that for? It's rubbish now.
Ket is the common universal language spoken throughout the galaxy. Each word begins with the pre-tag and a post-tag. The pre-tag is always the same and is smaller than the post-tag. The post-tag may contain smaller symbols within it to indicate emotion or context. These symbols are called spangle and are used to convey emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, confusion, and even romantic feelings. Each word in Ket is written in stacks, 2 letters across, and may extend downward until completion, always beginning with the pre-tag called a gate and ending with the post-tag called the trammel. Each letter is read right to left, and then downward diagonally, and then left to right. Each word is almost written as if it were its own sentence, self-contained and punctuated with the trammel.
Wait, I get no backstory, just some rubbish bit about a language nobody cares about.
My trusty blade, escargot. I mean, Excalibur. My trusty blade, Excalibur. Shinaderod found Unji rusting away in the heaps of Pile 34. She was guided through the long waste by the Joan Bobkin Nordskreet,
Dial Nordskreet?
who she paid with the credits she earned while employed at Bobaba's Pelt Bar. Unji is a cold storage robot created on the planet Empt by the manufacturing company ISCO. However, they were commissioned and distributed through the galaxy by the now defunct Baojumo company. This specific line of robots were called the Yukio or the U-Zero, named after a Rakua Windy fairy tale creature called the Yuikayo, whose name was typically mispronounced as Yukio. The fairy tale creature was a living ball of ice or snow that would never melt year-round. They would gather food and hoard it within itself as to preserve its freshness for a later date. The Yuikayo would deliver treats to those creatures in most need during hard times. When the Yuikayo was not active, it would take shelter within objects forged from metals such as unused pots, derelict chimneys, or even mechanical devices. The Yuikayo is commonly placed among the pantheon of holiday characters similar to our Santa and Easter Bunny. The Yuikayo is recognized specifically but not exclusively as a Rakua Windy mascot for a summer holiday called Yukaiden's Day. The holiday is one of charity and is usually surrounded by great festive feasts and gift-giving, mostly in the form of food. The holiday character is usually depicted holding a joyce fruit, or colloquially known as the babe fruit. The joyce is a gourd-shaped orange and bright green fruit with a blue stem and 2 lumps on either side that give it the appearance of a small child reaching up to its mother.
Is that you, Mum? I like you to hold me. Upsies! Upsies!
It's a common gift given on Yukaiden's Day, but is often dressed like a doll in a gender-specific traditional garment called a kikimo or kikino, meaning treasured girl or boy. It is believed that the myth of the Yuikayo was formed around a creature called the koi spider mouse, a white fuzzy diminutive mammalian creature that would ride the currents of the wind. It would store small sweet treats in a pocket on its belly and use them to lure in its prey. It would wrap it up in a cool, doughy white substance similar to a spider webbing to preserve it for later. It was common to find the koi in derelict metal objects as its webbing adhered strongest to metallic surfaces. The koi are often farmed for their webbing as it makes for a powerful metal bonding agent used in metallurgy.
Happy Guidance Day!
The fairy tale of the Uikayo was the basis for the U0 concept. The unit was very popular for a time, but its small storage capacity stifled its massive commercial appeal. The unit was mostly relegated to small service industry roles such as food vendors, nightclub bottle service, and cold storage fast food deliveries. Eventually, it became a popular appliance among frozen treat vendors, such as Blizz and Dunji. Blizz being a cube-shaped frozen dessert made of blended fruit and vegetable pulp, while Dunji was a growing trend on desert worlds and beach resorts. Dunji is much like ice cream or snow cones, but made out of flavored sand. Unji wasn't always a pile of rusty bolts, but actually had an extended tenure as a Dunji cart traveling around the galaxy, serving the delicious frozen sandy treat to children and adults alike to great success. Unji was once owned by a Rakua Wendy named Paj Wilo. Wilo was a traveling merchant who traveled aboard the Kei Soraya Maru, translated as the Fat Princess, for years, hawking goods and wares alike to whomever would buy them. While at port on the resort planet Dylora, Paj won Unji in a game of Spango against Dith Dengji, the Dik Zexen, who had only just acquired the Dunji Bot 6 months prior from a young Doloran woman who had inherited it from her now deceased elderly Dwargan husband. However, a month after winning Unji, Kei Soraya Maru was shot down after being caught in crossfire between two warring alien factions. What the heps? Nashti Narme must have hired some dumping corporate pirates.
Back off, Dith. This is our quarry.
Durgik, they shot her down. The ship crash-landed on the wasteland world of the Joe, and Paj Wilo was among the survivors. However, Unji was damaged considerably, and Paj cut his losses, leaving the bot behind at the crash site at Pile 34. It wasn't long after, Paj found himself working as a heap diver for the Lun Ray sorting house at Pile 9, aka the city of Lakat. However, like so many wayward souls on the Joe, Wilo found himself in considerable debt to the local crime boss, Bobaba Biss. Despite his ever-growing debt, he could still be found most nights at Bobaba's Pelt Bar, where he was a regular visitor at the Spango table. It was at this very table the Joan Bobkin Nordskreet learned of Wilo's junked Dunji Bot that he would later guide Schneiderod to. Okay guys, that's all I wanted to show you today. Let me know, was it too much or not enough? I really enjoyed making this one. And don't worry, the story's not done yet. There's more to come. But until then, remember the number one rule of life is, don't die. Toodles!